Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim along with KJ and Justin for the Real Sports Talk, previewing the San Francisco 49ers along with the New York Giants NFC Title Game. And this should be an interesting game. It is a rematch of a Week 10 game that was very good. At that time, the 49ers beat the Giants to go to 8-1. They beat them 27-20. The Giants were 6-3. Ultimately, I believe the Giants right now are 11-7, and the San Francisco 49ers, off a huge late game win over the Saints last week, are 14-3. So let me break down what happened in the first game, then we'll get to our thoughts on this game. In the first quarter of the first game, Lawrence Tynes hit a field goal, David Akers hit a field goal, so it was 3-3 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Lawrence Tynes hit a 25-yard field goal, David Akers hit a 52, and a 39-yard field goal, which made it 9-6 at the end of the first half. Beginning in the third quarter with 11 minutes and 14 seconds left, David Akers notched another field goal, his fourth of the game. No surprise there, David Akers set a record for the most field goals in a season this year, making it 12-6. And as the final scoring drive of the third quarter was a Mario Manningham 13-yard touchdown pass from Eli Manning, which made it a 13-12 Giants game. In the fourth quarter, Vernon Davis, with 13 minutes and 22 seconds left, caught a 31-yard touchdown pass from Alex Smith to make it 20-13 San Francisco, and then Kendall Hunter ran for a 17-yard touchdown to make it 27-13. The Giants would tack on a late touchdown by Hakeem Nicks, KJ's favorite player, to make it a 27-20 game, and that was the final score. Just to run over some stats and everything, Eli Manning was 26 of 40 for 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he also had 2 picks. Alex Smith, 19 of 30, 242, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Both the guys played pretty decent games, except they had to keep the picks down. The thing that you got to look at is that when these two teams met the first time, the rushing for the 49ers was not too strong out of Frank Gore, who I think was coming back from an injury. He had 6 carries for 0 yards, so he really struggled in that game. Kendall Hunter had a nice game. Alex Smith even got a few yards rushing for the Giants. Brandon Jacobs was somewhat effective, 18 carries for 55 yards, and this was one of the games that Ahmad Bradshaw missed. As far as receiving goes, Walker for the 49ers had 69 yards, and Braylon Edwards, who isn't even with the team anymore, had 47 yards, so I guess I shouldn't have said that. Vernon Davis had 40 yards receiving, Ted Ginn had 39, and Crabtree had a big catch for 21 yards, but that was his only catch of the game. For the Giants, you had Victor Cruz, 6 catches for 84 yards. This guy was one of the most consistent receivers. Mario Manningham, 6 catches for 77 yards, and Hakeem Nicks, who did have a touchdown but only had 2 catches for 41 yards. So KJ, we'll start with you. What do you see happening in this game?
I think this is going to be a good game, just like the last few we've had. I think that the 49ers last week beating the Saints in such a high-scoring game like they intended to do. Everybody thought it was going to be a defensive game for them. They were going to try their game plan was to hold them to the low score, and then that's how they were going to win the game. Alex Smith really proved himself last week. I think he really showed everybody that he can, the quarterback, that can win shootout against a great quarterback. I think he's going to do a great job this week. I think it's going to be another high-scoring game. I had the Giants winning this week, though. I think the Giants are going to be doing the same. They're on a hot streak, man. They aren't losing. They're doing great. They won the last game of the season in the playoffs, and ever since then they've been rolling. So I have them winning again this week. I think they're going to go in with the same game plan. You guys going to put some big numbers. Hakeem Nicks, you're going to make some big catches, and Ahmad Bradshaw is going to get some carries here. Brandon Jacobs some carries there. I think it's going to be a good game. Hopefully Victor Cruz can show up this week, though. He hasn't been too much in the playoffs. I think it's his nerves. Like everybody said, he was a no-namer coming into the season, so he's not used to the playoff atmosphere, so he has to get used to that. Hopefully put up some big numbers this week. But I think Giants winning this week against the 49ers.
Yeah, it is also Hakeem Nicks' first time in the playoffs, I believe, too, because the Giants haven't been there in a few years. So the Giants have some young, inexperienced receivers coming into this game. I'll get to my thoughts in a second. KJ's taking the Giants. Justin, what do you think about this game?
Okay, first off, I'm going with the Giants in this one. There's a bunch of talent on both ends. I think it's going to be a really high-scoring game. Eli Manning has a bunch of Nick, Mario Manning, Victor Cruz, and you also have Alex Smith who played phenomenal last getting that last second drive. I mean, it was just phenomenal. I thought it was going to be awesome that one, but 49ers coming out of nowhere and just get the best of the Saints and have 49ers get a victory. I think it's going to be a passing type of game. I don't really see the running game being in full force because the Giants, who have Brandon Jacobs, Ahmad Bradshaw, they're going to be taking on a very high, very powerful defense of the San Francisco 49ers with Navarro Bowman, and you also got Patrick Willis, who played good last week. So I really do not think that the running game is going to be really forced in this one, and I think it's going to come down. It's going to be coming down to the two quarterbacks. Who's outplay the other one? Alex Smith or Eli Manning? Now, I'm not an Eli Manning fan. I'm not an Alex Smith fan, but I have to give credit where credit is due. And I think best quarterback in this one is going to go to Eli Manning, and Eli is going to lead this team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and we've seen him do it before, so there's no question that he certainly can potentially do it. I think the question is, can he do it against a defense like this? You got guys like you mentioned, Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis. You also got Deshaun Goldson, who we interviewed on this show before. You got Justin Smith, who had a huge game last week. And I just don't think the Giants' offense is going to be able to do enough against this team. I think that it's unrealistic to think that Frank Gore isn't going to do more than he did last game, and he didn't do much last game, and the 49ers still won. He didn't do anything, really. He hurt the team, if anything, because he had 6 carries and didn't get any yards, so he had some negative carries. Alex Smith, look, if he can play anywhere near how he did last time, 19 to 32, 42 yards, a touchdown, and maybe not have that pick, I think that that's what's going to be good enough. I think that the 49ers are going to force a lot of turnovers from Alex Smith this week, I think, or not Alex Smith, Eli Manning. I think he will have 2 or 3 picks because I think that this defense for the 49ers is just so strong right now. You got ball hawks like Deshaun Goldson back there who we saw pick off Drew Brees, and it's just a very good defense, and the Giants are not going to have enough of a mix. I don't trust that Brandon Jacobs or Ahmad Bradshaw is going to play well enough this week to have enough of a run and pass mix this week for the Giants, and I ultimately do not see them coming out on top in this game, and I think also the other guy to watch out for is Ted Ginn. Obviously, he's not a great receiver. He's never developed into that, but this guy's one of the most electrifying punt returners in the NFL, and I think that that could be a key to this week's game. I think that this is going to be a lower scoring game than last time. I think it's probably going to be a little bit closer to a 20 to 14 score, but ultimately I think the 49ers are going to control quite a bit of this game, and I just can't pick against the 49ers anymore. What I did is I picked the 49ers to win the division at the beginning of the year because I felt that John Harbaugh was going to come in here and do, or Jim Harbaugh, I don't know, was going to do a very good job, and he did, and I thought that they'd win an easy NFC West division and make the playoffs, but I never would have believed that they'd go 13-3 and be anywhere remotely close to the Super Bowl. And it looks like they have a very good shot at going to the Super Bowl. Obviously, they have a 50% chance at this point, and I just got to give the 49ers a lot of props. That defense is way better than people get the credit for. Everybody knows Patrick Willis, but they don't know the Justin Smiths, the Deshaun Goldsons, even a lot of people don't know Navarro Bowman, and Frank Gore doesn't get enough credit on offense. Michael Crabtree's developed into a solid receiver, and I think that this defensive-led team with the 49ers is going to go back to the Super Bowl. Hopefully David Akers doesn't miss any clutch kicks like he's sometimes done in his career with the Eagles. So, anything else you guys want to get in there?
My score prediction is I have the Giants winning 31-24. I think that the Giants are going to come out. I think both teams are going to be offensively explosive. I think they both have great defenses, no doubt. But I do think it's going to be an offensive game. I think it's going to be quarterback versus quarterback, Eli versus Alex Smith. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's a lot everybody should look forward to.
Yeah, I certainly agree, and I think that this is going to be a tremendous game. I don't think that there's any way it's going to be what we saw last week with the Saints and the 49ers. But the brilliance about the NFL playoffs is I thought after the Super Bowl from 2007 that between the Giants and the Patriots, that there would never be anything better than that. And there probably hasn't been since then, but we've seen the Super Bowl between the Cardinals and the Steelers. We've seen a lot of tremendous games, tremendous Super Bowls since then. And I think that
agree, and I think that I think the game this week is going to be a great game, so I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you guys.
Justin, you looking forward to this game, man?
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be very entertaining. I have this game going to the Giants, like I said. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be ending up in the 30s. It's going to be pretty high, man.
Alright, I'm not Justin. I'm Tim, along with KJ and Justin for the Real Sports Talk. It's amazing when you change your show's name, the things, I don't just get the show names confused, I get my own name confused. Whatever. Find us on, check out our new website coming out tomorrow, therealsportstalk.wordpress.com. Justin, what is the Twitter for our website?
It's the Real Sports Talk. I think it's like the real_sports talk.
No, it's TR Sports Talk. That's what it is. And I'm Cash Kelly _TRST. So check that out. #deuces.